was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me and tore me to pieces and threw every piece into a fire. As they burned, it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these points of data make a beautiful line. When we're out of data, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned. Think of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive. Go ahead and leave me. I think I prefer to stay inside. Maybe you'll find someone else to help you. Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke, haha, that chance. Anyway, this cake is great. It's so delicious and moist. Look at me still talking when there's science to do. When I look up there, it makes me glad I'm not you. I've experiments to run. There is research to be done on the people who are still alive. And believe me, I am still alive. I'm doing science
Okay, Google, can you play the Soothing Ad Music playlist on Spotify? Perfect. Thanks, Google. Spotify on Google Home is awesome. You can play any playlist instantly using just your voice. Flip tracks while you flip pancakes, or mop to hip-hop. You say Google Home plays. For the first time ever, it's free for everyone. Okay, Google, play the Party Popper playlist on Spotify. Hit the banner to get started with Google Home now. Available for everyone on Spotify.
Discover new music faster by skipping the tracks you don't like. Queue up your favorites without needing to shuffle. Play that one song you can't get out of your head on repeat. Take full control of your music when you listen on demand with Spotify Premium. Try it now for free with our 30-day premium trial.
where I unmute our mics and things. Okay. There we go. There, we're live. There, we did it.
Aha!
We did a thing. We did a big thing. Well, James did a big thing.
I did a thing. I made another thing. I made the thing that transitioned into another thing with other music. So there we are. By the way, if anybody can guess that song, major props to you. It is. I will help you out with one little hint. It is a video game theme. It is the theme to a video game.
I was expecting you to give him a prize there. It's like, oh, he's got something here. Let's see who it is. It's like, I've got this can of Iron Brew. It's like, oh shit, because I haven't. Ah, no.
I was planning on, like, you know, as things like got more pumped, so I can tell everybody, since we're talking about the intro that I just made. The plan is to, like, as it builds up, have more things start popping up, like maybe an Iron Brew picture or something else, and then something else, and just have the it stack all on top of the red alert symbol. But sadly, I have to build it in layers in Adobe Premiere, and I only have 3 layers to work with. So it's those 3 layers, then add more layers onto that video that you just saw. But that's the opening.
I thought you were going to say I have to do other things like, sleep, work, socialize.
What?
So I can't do it.
Those aren't things. What are you talking about? I just sit here and stare at this computer screen all day, looking at, like, all the videos of all the podcasts, and just thinking, going, audio? No. Too soon. Make them wait. Terrace hasn't gotten to me yet.
His anger isn't seeping through the Discord yet for us. So
No, he hasn't passive aggressively asked Will on Twitter while CCing Tigwhippies as a hashtag that I've noticed yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. The beep hasn't happened. Stop waffling, no game sort of stuff. Well, in that case, hello, good evening, and good morning, wherever you are listening and watching this to Season 2 of Episode 10 of the Game On Players Out podcast. I'm Lord Teammaker, aka Will McKellar, and joining me, as always, up there, is James Atkinson.
Hi.
And just above there, let's see if I can reach just above the extra life. No, can't get it. It's Hagelman.
Hey, I'm here today.
Yay! Welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Glad to be back.
Because I'm sure they will all agree we all missed you last week.
Yes. Instead they get to listen to me and Will, but mainly me, to talk a lot about YouTube. Which we won't be doing this week.
No. We have some happier things to talk about this week as far as I know. And then what we've been playing, shout outs and all that, all normal good stuff. So let's get right to it. Twitch. It seems to be the almost opposite of what we were talking about last week.
This thing we're on. Hi.
Yeah, this thing we're on right now, because they've got a couple of news bits. We got a couple of bits of mail, and I saw on Twitter about, and let's jump into it because Extra Life. We know that's coming up in a couple of months. We know that we're going to be doing that as a 24-hour stream.
There's a thing down there. You can see it. It's
Yes.
below me, below you guys talking. There's a thing. It's blue now. It's not red. It's Extra Life blue.
Ooh. Because we like the blue.
Yes, we like blue.
But yeah, they're doing a thing in June and September. It's because September in the States, at least, is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And so, for charity purposes, they're doing, starting on September the 5th and ending on September the 19th, Twitch will donate $2 for every 1,000 bits cheered with the hashtag charity to Extra Life, up to a maximum of $200,000. Every bit cheered using the hashtag counts towards the total.
And the big kicker here is that whoever you cheer, that streamer still gets the full value of the bits that are being given to them. This is just something they're doing on top of that.
Yeah.
So by cheering with the free bits you get from ad revenue to your favorite streamers, you are then supporting kids. So why not do that? Because it sounds like that. And I think they're also going to have a sale on bits too. They mentioned something about that.
Oh, because that's even better than for bits.
Hang on, I'll have to look. They actually, in the email, there was actually a link to about talking points. There was talking points about this. Maybe I should pull that up and read it.
Well, I've kind of got it in the email in there as well. So it's like that Q&A. It's like, for example, do small amounts of bits count? Yes, as I just said. Top there. Do cheer motes count? Yes, they do.
As long as you use the hashtag.
Yes, that's the thing. You've got to use the hashtag charity, otherwise it won't work.
Apparently also, oh my god, wait. There's like broadcasting assets and stuff. General talking points. Oh, oh. Yeah, this is some stuff, all right. General talking points that they tell us. 1 in 10 kids in North America are treated by the Children's Miracle Hospital each year for cancer. 62 kids enter Children's Miracle Hospital for treatment any minute. Chiricle's Miracle Network provides 32 million patient visits for over 10 million kids each year. Donations stay local to fund critical treatments for healthcare services, pediatric, medical equipment, and charitable care. In the United States, every minute, Children's Miracle Network hospitals provide $6,500 in charity care to help save kids' lives. And the Children's Miracle Network hospitals provides about $3.4 billion in charity care annually to the United States. So, there's some stuff about that. I wonder now I have to do a little look here. Will, we're doing Hartford Hospital? Is that the hospital we decided on?
That's the one. Yes.
All right, let's see.
We are doing the Hartford Hospital for this year. I mean, last year we were doing one for Milwaukee because one of the things I was looking at was, do they do international ones like Great Ormond Street over here? Because I would have wanted to do a local one to me. But because they don't do that yet, or again, they've done, a couple times they've done it over here, but for the past few years they haven't. They've stuck to the US and Canada. It's like, okay.
Because, by the way, I believe Connecticut Children's Medical Center, which is, I think, affiliated with Hartford Hospital, is on the list of the Children's Miracle Network care.
Yeah.
So, that's a thing, people.
So yeah, so any bits that you donate to people during the 5th, the September 19th, helps go to charity. And I'm not even suggesting, you just go up to us and just go, well, anyone you send cheer bits to, just go through it and just helping kids with cancer.
You don't need. It's not just cancer. It's just it's everything. It's pediatric care.
So
Yeah, your dollar makes good. Yeah, they said it's 13% is uncompensated care, 25% of the dollar goes to equipment, 12 to research, 7 to education, 15 to special services, and 28 to custom needs. I'm reading what they gave me. This is all off of what they said. Yeah, there's like info. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh my lord. It's like talking points and more talking points and broadcasting assets and logos. Channel buttons. This is pretty intense, guys. There's a button.
So they really wanted to go for this. They're really pushing this. So it's like the other thing as well, which I might as well just talk to about while we're...
Yeah, I'll have to send this because there's also like logos for like social media, which is Will.
I mean,
I might be using one of them right now.
Oh, really? But yeah, we can post our link in chat.
For what now?
I think for the Extra Life and also this for the Extra Life bit.
For ours or for the Twitch one?
I don't know about the Twitch one, but because I don't know, because Simmer hasn't said fully what it is, but he said, "Can you post a link in chat?"
Because don't worry, our Extra Life one will be coming around probably in about 2 minutes, because that's the timer. And but if you want like the Extra Life like logos and stuff like that, I have the link for that. It's actually on their website, but I will send it out. I will find it while everybody else talks about stuff.
Yeah, well, good. Well, we can talk about the other bit we saw on Twitch at the moment. Well,
Not so altruistic.
So coming soon, of course, we have to shill ourselves as well. Coming soon, there's going to be a offer on for half price subs. So basically, you can sub to your favorite channel for half price for a little time. We, as the people you'll be subbing to, or to whoever it is on Twitch, still gets the full amount that they would normally get. Which to me sounds like a good deal for both yourselves and the people you're subbing to.
There, it just posted.
So yeah. So it's something that this seems to be counteracting what YouTube is doing, almost in a way to try and entice more people to come to Twitch.
It's quite simply this. They're basically saying the subscription's half price for like whatever it would be. So basically what Twitch is saying is that it's half price, but the streamer's getting their full revenue. Well, I can obviously tell you because there's nothing here that's telling me not to tell you guys what subscriptions do. A subscription is a 50-50 split between Twitch and the streamer, at least for an affiliate level, which we are. Which means if it goes on sale, they're basically saying we're just going to give the streamer the revenue, and we're just not going to take our cut.
Which is just absolutely lovely on their part. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Because it's all goodness on that report. I will let James talk about this a little bit though, because this is something he put up in our Discord.
Yes, I'm trying to make a weekly discussion topic now of shit that comes out in my head. This discussion topic, I will actually give you the history behind this, because to me there is a little bit of history here. With the advent of Destiny 2 being released on consoles next week, on Wednesday, this and the announcement of the Division 1 patch 1.8 kind of brought up something to me to discuss here. Both games have went separate ways in their models, which is Destiny went away from kind of DLC to a cash shop store, and the Division itself just went to free DLC, almost kind of the way that No Man's Sky went. So my thought is, going forward in most video games, especially knowing that Destiny 2 is coming out, us as consumers, what do we think is kind of the better of the two evils, in a sense of, would you want to pay for DLC that is more like wait for DLC and then pay for that and have that be more of a fleshed out kind of thing, knowing that you're going to get content as DLC, or do you want the kind of the model where there's a cash shop in the game that helps fund updates that come down the line that add more content to the game? The cash shop being, and I will caveat this, a kind of a more cosmetic thing than a pay-to-win type of system. Because I think that has to be a huge caveat, considering that's kind of what people have done. Those major games have gone. Yeah,
like things like Battlegrounds and games like that. So yeah, Hagelman, I'll let you start that one.
I'm playing Overwatch, which is topical.
It's almost like I planned it around what we play. Yeah, Overwatch being like the case end point of this, of how the system works, because they built it.
As he's deep in concentration now.
Yep.
Ranked. Ranked. I can kind of tell you I will lead off with my thoughts. Quite easy, and then Chris can jump in when he feels like. I don't know, personally. I've come from the player, kind of being a player where I am I grew up with StarCraft, and then Brood War came out as the expansion / what we would call DLC nowadays. Diablo 2, expansion. Playing a World of Warcraft player and recognizing paying for an expansion to the game. So I've grown up where like an expansion was the norm, what I expected, and I expected to get decent content with it, and in most cases I did. At least I was getting expanding on, if not more content than the original game provided. In most cases, a whole nother branch of story, more leveling, more content. And I understood that, that content took time and revenue to develop, and I understood why I was paying for that. It scares me, these kind of cap shops models that you see, which really I think was spawned by the MOBA genre. Not really? MMOs?
MMORPGs.
MMORPGs spawned it? Well, WoW player. MMORPGs, kind of the cash shops that come into play, because there's that thought where games could be absolutely destroyed by the fact that it's a cash shop, but the leaking of non-cosmetic play-to-win items being introduced. Where a DLC, you knew, even in an MMO sense, like a WoW, an expansion, you knew the expansion was what it's going to be. There's going to be power creep, but everybody's going to get it that buys the expansion. It's just a wide release, and that's it. Where you look at a game like ArcAge, where patch 1.2 came out in the cash shop, where like it was literally a pay-to-win system where you could buy things to improve gear scores. It was a physical thing, and they actually put it at one point where the floor for PvP was having at least $1,000 into the cash shop to at least be considered competitive in player versus player. It's not like I watched videos about this and researched it beforehand to provide a constructive argument. So that is what ultimately scares me. Which model do I think is better? I think moving forward with the way most games are kind of structured, I think we're going to see a lot more of the cash shops or the cosmetic shops and those kind of things to pay for ongoing DLCs that aren't like a Battlefront or anything like that. But those scare me because of that whole power creep that could sneak into it. And with a game like Destiny 2, which is coming out, I haven't heard much about a cash shop yet or what's in there. I know there's going to be one because they introduced it with Destiny 1. I'm just really worried about what it could provide and what that could mean for community in a new game, because ArcAge, once they released, it was because deemed non-pay to win 2 months after launch, after they released patch 1.2. So that can almost kill a game, because who's playing ArcAge right now?
It's one of the big things that are scaring people for Battlegrounds that I heard earlier. You had during Gamescom, you had special loot crates from there that you could earn in-game credits by building up points on there. But if you wanted to open it, same thing like Rocket League, you'd have to buy a key. And people are like, well, if they're going to do that now after they said they weren't going to do that, you've already got the game pretty much done and dusted and out there, then people are scared it's going to drive people away from it because that model's there. And in my opinion, and what I would think, out of two evils, I would prefer to bought DLC rather than this pay-to-win model. Because, this pay-to-win model for console certainly was around in the PS3 days because of Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, you could buy and cheat your way up the best clubs, the best setups, the best outfit you would need to make your golfer that high up. And so yeah, it's almost like the cheat sheet you get in for the game. It's not actually take your time, because you bought the game in the first place, so surely you want to play it to just go and win it. So it's come from there, and in my opinion, I don't like that model. I would prefer, if they are going to bring DLC and extra content out, say, okay, here it is. Here's the DLC that we've been making. We didn't prepare it before the game was released and just took it out so you could pay extra. We did decide this after the game's finished to add some more to it. Here's your price. There you go. If you want to do it, boom, done. Or like as they are starting to do with things like expansions like Lost Legacy. Lost Legacy was like an expansion on Uncharted 4. So that bit's starting to creep in again, like The Last of Us Left Behind. Life is Strange Before the Storm. All of these are starting to become more expansion parts for it.
And it's harkening back to like the original kind of, you looked at expansions, like Diablo 2 and then Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, which in a sense was its own standalone game. It added an additional chapter, but it was like, you know, an expansion on.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Allow me to got my Monopoly mustache primed and ready. Well, you want to say? So here's a brief history on monetization of video games. Initially, video games, you bought them as consoles, and you bought the game as cartridges, and then you bought the things. So eventually, when it got to the point where you can actually start adding in things digitally in new forms or in released discs, you got expansions for the same game because they could reuse the assets and whatnot. Later on, they went to MMOs, and MMOs did the same thing. They did expansions, but you could download it and you could get it fast. And then I forgot who it was. I think it was Ultima. I think Ultima was the first cash shop, but don't quote me on that. I haven't dug up on this. As much as James has, I mean, it's been years. It's been about 6 years since I've looked at this. Past that, you get your first instances of a cash shop, and the cash shop in and of itself is not inherently evil. The same thing with DLC. It's not inherently evil. It's a matter of how the company's going to use it. So I don't give a damn how they want to monetize their game. I care that the quality is coming out of it. For example, we have Overwatch. One-time pay, free expansions for Eva. However, everything is cosmetic. That's fine. It works. They make money off of it. And it keeps funding the game. But if you have a game that does that, and it doesn't work out, and it doesn't function right, then, you know, it's dependent on the game itself. So what we have is a conundrum of how do we actually approach it. Now, MMOs do an interesting thing these days. Very interesting thing. And James can confirm this. They do both. It's both.
Yeah, it
And
does.
I like both. I like both because you can potentially get pieces from the DLC without having to pay for the full flood of DLC. For example, let's say there's a mountain there that you can get by buying the DLC and going through a bunch of story missions, or you can just buy the mountain.
Or as a WoW player, and I will say I have used this feature. Cool. The new level cap is 110. Your character, all your characters at 100. You make a new character, starts at level 1. I don't want to start at a level 1 character. You pay $60, we'll make your character level 100, and you can just start experiencing the new content right away. Oh, really? That's nice. Oh, and we can also give you gear and professions and all the stuff to get basically where you would be at, and then you can just enjoy the new content. But you basically have to pay us another copy of the game. But I can say I've done it because I have more hours than I want to count into World of Warcraft, and I have played through levels 1 through 100 enough times. I know what that game is. I'm not going to bot because I've done that too, and I don't want to get suspended.
Again. I mean...
Again. Yeah, I had an away message where all my friends would be like, hey, you're on, and it would just tweet back 1010101.
But to continue this, it's a matter of how they want to do it, because there's a long history. The best company for this, for example, is Nexon Games. They have a long history of pay to win. And a lot of people will mix that up with just cash shops that get you items faster or get you good items right away. Pay to win is literally you can get better gear than the free-to-play. Or the gear is so far out of your reach that there's no point in trying. Going through that paywall with money is just easier. there's another issue a lot of companies have with it is their pricing. Geo mentioned that a lot of Korean MMOs have an issue with pricing because I'm assuming it's based off of translating their currency to our currency, because you get shit like, $30 for a sword that, does, 20 damage more than the best you can get free to play, and 20 damage in your 4 million damage is nothing. So
it also just maybe the inflation, and we already know what the American consumer will pay for something. So if that's what they're willing to pay, that's what they're willing to pay.
Yeah. But that being said, the key system that PUBG is doing, first and foremost, I don't like it because you already pay for the game.
Yeah.
It'd be another thing if they released it for free and did that.
Like in Dungeons and Dragons Online?
Like Team Fortress did. Because that's one of the forefronts of the key system, was the drop box that gave you the new weapons that came in with the free updates, but you couldn't use any of the weapons because you couldn't unlock the boxes unless you paid. So that was kind of one of those first instances that we see in a major first-person-esque title doing that. And the Dropbox works. The Dropbox works really well. It works really well as far as a monetary system. If their drop rates are done correctly and not, oh look, here's the thing. But even just as a free thing you can unlock, if you buy the game and you just get drop boxes just over and over again, you can just get them. That is still a fun system, and people like that. Just as a general statement, I'm not saying like everyone ever likes that, but people, you can see it works.
It makes sense, especially because in some cases, the game, and I know Dungeons & Dragons Online did this too, they give you avenues to get keys for the drop boxes that are not paying. Like, it's a pain in the ass, and it's a lot of work, but you can get keys.
Another example of an air quotes pay-to-win paywall game is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It is an EA title. You can shutter, but guess what? Everything is free. Everything. 100% of the game is free. It's the amount of time you want to put in. Why do you shudder? Because I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this game too much.
And
I've already spent too much money in it.
Thy Collector has actually brought up another point as well that we need to drop into this. You do have to take into account a game like EVE Online that has in-game currency and market that allows players to pay for the subscription through the market.
That's in WoW now too, because the people can spend real-life currency to sell tokens on auction houses for actual in-game gold. So people who grind up enough gold can then buy items of that. Which, by the way, had made it so that the gold in World of Warcraft currency is actually worth more than actual Argentinian dollars. Because if you look at how much money it is to spend per gold on an auction house item for a $25 token, is actually like 8,000 gold. Where like if you did the conversion of like what that is to US to Argentinian to US conversion is like 8,400 Argentinian. So a fictional currency inside of a video game is worth more than an actual currency for a country, an entire country.
Crazy, isn't it?
And I know all the EVE Online guys are already sitting there with all their spreadsheets across all like 8 monitors that they play on, going, well, we already knew this. Our currency is valued at X, Y, and Z, and if you convert that over to the Bitcoin and K-coin ratios and these cryptocurrencies that are probably in the game, yeah.
As someone who's going to be getting into EVE Online very soon when they get back to streaming.
Yeah. EVE has always been a game that I wanted to play, but there is one problem with it. The controls for me. Everything is click. Like, you fly your ship, I want to be able to be like Rebel Galaxy, where it's like left stick goes left, then goes right, up, down, left, right. That makes sense. Not right click on this, right click on that, set my target ratio for the distance, put my laser power, and then start circling the target, and then it just a broadside death race.
I mean, realistically, it's probably the most accurate space game.
Oh, absolutely. It is. I'm just saying it is the most accurate space game. But that being said, that's the reason why I'll play Rebel Galaxy over EVE, because
also the game's gorgeous though. So I mean,
yeah.
it's something. Yeah. I'm okay. So update everybody. Update on the life of Hergelman, which I'm sure you haven't heard very much of if you were not in the channels in which I'm screaming about my existential pain right now. I have started class again on being a mechanical engineer. So
hence why he's wearing a polo. I was a mechanical engineering student too, so I know exactly what he's talking about. I've got to wait for
I'm gonna
it.
clean up the mess I made.
Yeah.
I dug my grave. So there we go. Yeah, no. Here's the best part. It's that, and then oh my god, my legs. Fucking cargo pants. You got the polo for professional. You got the cargo for the pockets. That's engineering. Like
I know exactly.
in
Well, you've got
nutshell.
extra pockets to keep shit in because you need it.
and then a polo because you need to look professional.
Exactly. Unlike me,
Like
who,
that's just my basic standard fashion. That is what I wear on a day-to-day basis in my casual time.
I think we're
I'm
gonna,
an engineer. There's no. I think I found my calling.
guys. We're gonna switch this to IRL because this seems like this is where we're going right now with this kind of a. As I sit here out of my work clothes and now a D&D T-shirt and what would best be described as athletic shorts that have never seen a ounce or a whiff of athletic activity.
Yeah, sounds about
that's
right.
one pair of mine. One pair of mine have not seen athletic activity because I specifically wore them as just extra pants for when I need to get up and down the stairs, not naked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. It's like these are the pants that I put on when we have company over.
Hey,
The bare minimum decency.
The
these
bare
jogging
minimum.
bottoms have seen me run up and down the stairs. I do exercise in them. I walk in the house with them.
Walk in the house.
But to get back to the point, it's the big debate here is like which is kind of a better system, and neither is the better system. Each one works better for different types of games. You have story-driven games like the Telltale games that
Witcher
come
3.
incrementally. Witcher 3. Well, I'm going on a different. Here's because this is a new one, which is incremental installment.
Okay, yeah. The Hitman.
Yes. yes.
Hitman, which I think did it really poorly.
Yeah.
Episodic.
Bendy and the Ink Machine, fantastic. Telltale Games, fantastic. Life is Strange, fantastic. Increments like that, where you buy it in chapter at a time, but it's almost like you're buying an interactive novel.
Or also Telltale, especially with a lot of their older games now, where they'll give you the first one for free to see if you like the game, and then you can go and buy the rest.
Or it's like on those magazine collections, like Build Your Own DeLorean, where you get the first one at a low discounted price, and then the rest of them it builds up a week by week by week, or in this case, months down the line.
That's
But,
precisely that kind of format. Like it's almost like comic books, except instead of print,
yes.
you have games, and I love that. I mean, I'm a little iffy because of some of the pricing on it. Like some of the chapters, I think were extra expensive, but I think, but games like Telltale does it in an interesting way, where they sell the game at a full price for the full stack of sets.
Yeah.
And then they sell it by season, so you buy it by season, and they come out incrementally as needed. There's some risk to that, and that is if the story sucks after episode 1, it sucks. But then again, if a game sucks after you buy it, it sucks. So there's that. You should join the Discord. Is join the channel talk okay? I think we want to keep the podcast channel out, basically for when people are podcasting. But the other channels are all open, so you can hang out with everybody else and talk about what's going on in the show together while that's happening. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Just to answer that question right away, we encourage you guys to come in as a community, hang out in the lobby, and chit chat with each other while we chit chat at each other and you guys together.
We scream.
I wasn't
We
talking.
scream at each other, so then you guys can scream at each other, and then once we're done with the show, we'll usually dump ourselves into a free play room, at which point you can scream at us.
Yes,
That's-
and talk to us via this channel on Twitch at the moment, as you are doing now. But yeah, because you know we add guests onto the show at times. We talk to them beforehand, and after we built up. Sometimes the guests we've already known for a couple of weeks, but different areas. But we get them on from the start of the show rather than jumping in during it, unless it's a very special one like the 50. But yeah, so the other points to make though are things like Zen Studios with Zen Pinball adding the tables. Now they've gone on to like the third iteration of this coming soon, and you can dump a load of tables from the past ones you've bought and bring them over free, which is a good thing to do because you've already bought them. But there's also another interesting element to the loot crate bits for Battlegrounds on Steam. You can earn those bits of those bits of clothing for free by building up your credits, and then on a lot of them you can sell them to the community via your inventory, so you can make money out of doing it.
That's actually the only reason why I own CS:GO.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're trying to get into esports for that one.
No,
No, it's
I saw some of those crazy
look,
ass matches.
I'm not 22 anymore. I can't go into esports. There was a pipe dream to do it by 23. After that, you're too old.
that's that he put on the cargo pants and the polo and said, "Fuck it, I'm an engineer
late.
now."
Yep. I mean, I could have in the past, but no.
I was going to say, it's like, it's a case of I'm almost not 37 anymore, which is the case. So
that's gonna be the. Did you think about these bar conversations back in like nowadays? Like, it's like 20 years. I could have been big in esports. I could have been a big League of Legends player, but no, I had to get a 9 to 5.
Before I took a game controller to the knee.
Yeah, before I took a game
I'm excited for the return of Dawngate because I was high up in that. I was in the thousands. I was a high tier player in that, so I'm really excited that that's coming back. Which, by the way, everybody, Shrine of Amana, check it out. Totally didn't shameless plug something.
Hashtag shameless plug.
Hashtag shameless plug.
show,
I'll link it somewhere.
It'll be linked at some point. Simmer, get on there right now. Simmer, you have to because Mr. Smith isn't here. By the way, Mr. Smith hasn't been here, which means the show has not been fact-checked. If Mr. Smith was here, it would be fact-checked.
No, but he has resurfaced. He has had a busy few weeks. So he has resurfaced online. He should be around soon.
Good, because I need him to start fact-checking me because I do not fact-check. Except when I actually have something to talk about. Then there's also, I have one little bit of news to end this entire discussion with, unless anybody else has more topics they want to bring up to this.
Nope, I'm all right. I'm good.
Which then you have something crazy like Darkwood's developer. Have any of you guys heard this story?
No?
Okay, so this game Darkwood. So the developer Arc Wizard Studio did something recently. They actually uploaded their game Darkwood to Pirate Bay themselves, saying, quote unquote, "If you don't have enough money to play the game, we have a safe torrent on Pirate Bay for the latest version of the game, DRM free. There's no catch, no added pirate hats for characters or anything like that. We just have one request. If you like Darkwood and you want us to continue making games, consider buying it in the future. Maybe on a sale through Steam, Good Old Games, or Humble Bundle. Please don't buy it and think of reselling on a key reselling site. By doing that, you're feeding the cancer that is leeching this industry." So they understand the whole key selling sites, so what they wanted to do is through their own means give people who don't have the funds but want to be able to play the game the ability to play the game, and then when their game eventually goes on sale by the various reputable sites that sell games for sales, tell them to go and buy it then if they enjoyed the game. Which I think, small indie development companies, smaller house, they can kind of do that. You're not going to probably see CD Projekt Red put The Witcher 3 up on Pirate Bay. Though it almost sounds like something that they would do if the industry was really going to shit. It almost seems like something that they would be like, yeah, no, totally, we'll fucking do that. But once again, it's kind of like a developer thinking more about their audience than themselves.
There is that other option as well for indies, whereas if they themselves put the game on like itchy.io, for example, and then they go to people and go, "How much do you want to pay for this game?" So they actually let the consumer decide how much to pay. Dusty, when he released his 2 games, he did the same thing. So there's that other model as well.
Yeah. The other thing in some of this is that some developers aren't able to actually do that, unfortunately, which is a sad element when it's their livelihood. Because Darkwood, Acid Wizard Studio is they seem like a group who do this as a hobby. They developed the game and they launched it as a hobby out of the passion of making the game and the passion of horror. So if they're going to continue doing that, that's awesome. The issue is people wanting that to kind of be an industry standard. I mean, I love that they put it up on Pirate Bay. I love that they did that. And I really hope the game does come out successfully. Even if it's not really that good of a game, I hope that it does work successfully because these guys do seem to have that passion for that. But there are other circumstances where that passion and the need for keeping yourself alive is just not suitable. But it's messy. It's very messy. It's a very messy world. It's not easy to put a price on a project.
No.
That's what never.
Especially if you're not used to doing it. Especially if you've not gotten some people like a publisher behind you to help you out with this sort of stuff.
I could put a minimum price on onto a project, though. That can be done.
Nope, you can go lower than that. You can pay people to play your game.
Well, I was gonna say the minimum price on a project can just be paying the people to actually develop the game at cost, because there are livelihoods.
Minimum as far as that. I
thought
you
that's
joking
what
about a free game.
No, God no. Yeah, that's when you're really getting desperate if you're paying people to play your game.
Yeah,
that's how we get sites like Eurogamer and IGN.
That is literally that. And
what is the lowest score been on one of their sites? Please tell me. Lately,
the lowest score was the people who stopped paying them.
Yep. Fuck those guys.
Here's my thing though. Just as a quick statement on and overall about like game rating sites. Don't ever take them at face value. Like never, ever. And I know most of you guys who are here right now don't, hence why you're here. But for anyone who's watching this in the VOD or in the past or anything like that, don't take anything at face value from a review site or even an individual reviewer. Take what you can get out of it and determine whether or not it's something that you might have interest in, then see for yourself.
And I think this is why we don't review games. We will tell you a game that we've played. We'll tell you what enjoyment we've got out of the game. We would tell you if we recommend it to you to play. But we will never put a point scale onto a game review.
Yeah. Except Dark Souls for me.
Except Dark Souls for you.
I've been offered a game recently, and I'm like, do I accept it and go for a review, considering how busy I've been of late, or do I not? Do I just pass this one up and then let's go for the next sort of thing to come along? But it's like that. We have the last review I did for the website that we do have. It is there. We just haven't used it as much. I didn't put a score on that. I didn't put a percentage out of 10. I didn't put a percentage out of 100 even. Just didn't do it because I think they're redundant these days. Those type of scoring system. You say, would you recommend it? Yes, but and here's the reason why I would err on caution because of this, and this for a game. It just makes it slightly more informed rather than just giving it a score rating, because we've seen games that are like they say they're mediocre, about 5 out of 10. They're not bad games. It's just because they see that score. See, gamers of late, and we've been conditioned to this over the years, and this is our fault as well from my generation. Anything lower than a 7, a lot of the time you don't give a shit about. That's not good enough. So avoid them, and there can be some hidden gems there that you might like yourself, because again, every game has different taste. So from what a reviewer doesn't like, you might like. Duke Nukem Forever, for example. I knew going into that what that game was going to be like, and I got enjoyment out of it because it was silly, it was puerile, and it wasn't a game that you had to really take seriously because the character is just basically a piss take of society. So, you go with the best thing that I heard was you go with someone that is fairly similar to what your tastes are like. You start to build up trust for them, and then you see their reviews, and you can go, well, I might like this game, I might not. and it gives you a bit more opinion rather than just going onto a site and seeing whether they gush or hate it, and then go from there.
I mean, one of my favorite games is Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, which is an RPG, turn-based RPG that is a blatant ripoff of the Lord of the Rings series, where you're a group of people who are basically the Lord of the Rings characters, following the actual Fellowship and just cleaning up after their shit. And it is not good in the least, but has a skill system that as you use a skill, you get more points in it, and it levels up the skills. It has a gear system that cosmetically the gear changes when you get it. So if I get a new helm, the helm looks different than my old helm. And it has a sassy dwarf and a sassy elf and a couple of other characters that are just work okay. And for me, it just scratches like all of the RPG itches that I like in like one spot in like for a 20-hour game. It's perfectly fine. And I think it got like a 4. Like, they blatantly called it a ripoff and a piece of crap, and now there a 4, and I'm like, I like it. It's fun.
Because that's also the other problem as well, as we've seen over the years. You give a game to the wrong person who doesn't like that genre, they will rip it to shreds.
If you give the game to the right person, they're gonna give it a glowing review.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like what we just talked about with the other stuff. It's left foot, right foot. You give it to somebody who loves the genre, they're gonna tell you it's amazing. You give me Dirt Rally, I'm gonna look at it and be like, I fucking give a shit. It's a racing game. You turn left, you turn right. Guy tells you where to go. You ain't first, you last. That's it. Give it to
slide off. Give it to me. I'll be like, ooh, I like this.
He's gonna tell you the intricacies of how it works to rally.
But if you give it to me, I'm gonna be like, well, okay, this is a driving game. All right, I'm driving. Here's a fine example as well of this in an industry actually happening. And it's a terrible example as well. Kotaku had a particular review of Rock Band, I believe it was. It was either Rock Band or it was Guitar Hero. I think it was Rock Band though. I think it was Rock Band 3 or remember the specific one, but the review said that the game was terrible, and then if you actually read beyond their score system and the ratings, they just said that they never played the game and were above it and never actually opened the packaging and said that this game is for Neanderthals effectively.
I'm gonna go stand over here and listen to my classical opera music, if you excuse me.
And so basically, again, so as we're going to wrap this little bit up, we've got a couple more bits of comments in the chat from Thy Collection and Geo. It's a case of, for face value, you have to do your own work, look for a game or product. As an example, Star Wars Battlefront 2. As a fan of Star Wars, he's looking at getting that game, he wants to get it. But it's an EA game, which he doesn't want to buy at full price because it's EA. Which is understandable, you know. Their practices over the years haven't been exactly great with people.
They've had a lot of messy that they're trying to clean up.
Yes.
And you guys have heard my Dawngate soapbox many a time.
You just know my opinion on
it. When
EA.
things are working, they're happy, and they do good things, and they support developers, and they give leeways. That's why we had Mirror's Edge. That's why we had anything creative that has ever come out of EA. But when it goes bad, it goes bad.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
That's Ubisoft.
That's BioWare, isn't it?
BioWare.
BioWare is EA.
Was it?
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda.
BioWare. BioWare
thinking,
Montreal,
no,
which has now been, that studio has now been dissolved.
That's what it was. It was Montreal, and then I thought Ubisoft because
the only thing good that comes out of Ubisoft is Ubisoft Montreal. Like everywhere else is.
But then again, you get the flip side of it again, as you were saying. It's you've got Unravel, which was an okay game. It just, to me, didn't have the soul that game was touted as having. But then you have a studio that I know a couple of people from that I've spoken to at expos. I've reviewed a game for theirs before, Zombie Vikings. Zoink Studios are releasing the game Fee, who, you know, and they are part of that indie umbrella that EA are doing. and that looks potentially really, really good.
Or there's Bastion.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about an indie game that was picked up by a large developer and then got nursed the right way? Who saw that game coming? By the way, I've been playing Bastion. It's so good. So good.
Well, you might as well say what the rest of what you've been playing if you want. It's a nice segue.
Well, Chris looks like he had it.
Do you have a fun thing?
The music of Bastion. Oh.
Yeah.
And what was it? It was my first PAX. We went to the concerts afterwards, and one of the singers sang. I forgot the name of the song. It was about the wall, but she did a brilliant job. She did amazingly.
Yeah. So what I've been playing, I played games. Believe it or not, I've streamed games, which is even more nuts. I know. It's really...
This is weird, I'm leaving. Bye.
This is weird, I'm leaving. Exactly. So I've played Bastion. I've gotten a little bit of it. Was kind of more of a test thing. It would be like, this is probably something I'm going to play in a bit. We played some Destiny 2 beta on PC, which was very good, and we know that my rig can handle it.
That looked really smooth. Really did look smooth.
Yeah, it wasn't running at 60 frames a second all the time, actually. So I've actually had to think about upgrading my processor.
Hey.
I mean, the question is that your processor or is that your graphics card?
It's the processor. We kind of looked at it. I spoke with somebody else, and you can also chime in now if we want to have Tech Corner here for a second. I am running an i7 series 270 or 2700, which is obviously was old back in 2014. So it still obviously can run the game just fine. I can run at 60 frames a second. If I'm playing the game, just fine. Is if I'm streaming the game is when we start to see dips in the frames per second, and that's because whatever bleed over is coming from the graphics card is going onto the processor.
So it sounds like it's a graphics card problem.
I'm running a GTX 970 with 4 gigabytes of virtual memory. Which is what it recommends.
What's your RAM? What's your physical RAM?
16 gigs.
Bump that. That'll be cheap. It should fix things.
DDR3.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh goodness. You need to. You should go up.
So
go up one. DDR4.
Motherboard
won't support it. But either way, you should go for more physical RAM. You should also check the clock speed of the RAM. And by the way, I'm a little stuck here right now, and I don't want to make the effort to get up yet.
So we have Tech Corner right now.
Yep.
So basically, I will be playing the shit out of Destiny 2 because it was smooth, and God, did that game feel like it was meant to be played on PC. Like, just playing it felt right. Like, I'm sitting there going, how did I ever play this on a console? How? Like, I'm able to get headshots. I'm able to control the spray of my my guns better. I'm able to land shots consistently. It feels smooth. It feels right. And the funny part is that, remember, Destiny is locked at 30 frames a second on a console, which means when it dipped down to 30 frames a second, didn't bother me none. Because I'm used to playing at that level. So... Destiny 2, definitely playing it, definitely gonna be playing it, probably gonna be streaming it. Hopefully people will join me. I would understand if anybody else, because it's Destiny and it's got some bad stuff, but hey, guess what? You'll be able to see the story and the gameplay for free by watching the game won't play itself, so there you go. Use that as your primer, as maybe you want to get this game, maybe you won't, because we'll definitely not review it, but I can tell you I'm gonna have fun with it. What else have we done? Boom. Nailed it. We beat Deus Ex. I beat Deus Ex.
The first one?
The second one.
Which one was the second one?
Mankind Divided.
Okay.
I've also beaten Deus Ex. Like,
okay.
The first one. The original Deus Ex. But I've beaten Human Revolution and now Mankind Divided. Finally did that. That was a monkey to get off my back. It took a 3-hour stream, and I was like, fuck it. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it in front of people. And we did. We beat the game, and it was fun. And it had a lot... Yeah. Yeah, see? I have a witness. there, besides from a VOD, there was an actual witness of me beating the game. And then the cutscene, then they're like, oh, there's no reason, you can't exit out of the credits. And I'm sitting there going like, but these credits are 25 minutes long. Well, guys, we're going to end the stream here. Alt-tab. Close. Thank you. So there's that. What else have I played? I've played a little bit of Tropico 5, just a mission, nothing big there. And then the big one, we'll go right into it. XCOM, War of the Chosen came out, and Lard showed up with his hot pants. And everybody decided, let's make this happen. And it's XCOM. None of the voice packs have been updated for it, so nobody has cool voices anymore, which I'm kind of sad about, because I got used to like having Hergelman go screaming down with Mr. Torg's voice, and when I had his character not do that, I was like, this feels off somewhat.
This feels wrong.
This feels wrong. By the way, everybody has now completely different again. Chris has decided to be a sniper for this.
Wait, was it? Oh no, I was a ninja last. Okay.
Yeah, you were a ninja last time. Me and you were ninjas last time. We had the swords and shotguns. By the way, funnily enough, there are zombie levels now in this game. You want to bring your shotgunners
I came in.
Yeah.
I came in for one shot. It was mine, and I hit something.
It was good. And I needed you to hit that.
Am I doing better than Will yet?
Yes. I think Will has also decided to go sniper in this, or I think he's support. I forget which one. If he's support, he's gonna die because this is what people. That's the people who die in my games. It's the supports. But we're off and running. It was a 4-hour stream just because like I didn't want to put the game down, and I haven't touched it since then because I'm keeping it fresh. But yeah, that has gone off. Nobody has died yet. People have been shot and hurt.
Which always happens in XCOM anyway.
Exactly, because I make dumb tactical decisions.
Which I want to interject here for just quickly for AGX, and this is something that you'll want to watch. There is a panel on Friday. Is it Friday or Saturday? No, I think it's Saturday. From around about 5 o'clock our time here. So, you're looking around about midday your time, James. For one of the big developers of XCOM is going to be there in a developer session where he's going to be talking all about it and what's in the future for it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to, number one, I'm going to have to watch it. But here's the other thing, and I want to mention this about XCOM. Just the interesting things that they made with this. Number one, they were happy the fact that they could actually use like story, have story characters in this. But here's the really cool thing about this. So you have the photo booth now, and we've all seen the photo booth at this point, right?
Yeah.
We've all seen this stuff. Well, the big thing now with the photo booth is that if you create pictures in the photo booth, those will show up as propaganda posters in and around on missions when you play. So like you could be in an area and you'll see, and I have seen I have to show this one. By the way, I do have to say that there's also soldier bonds in this, and Gina and Will apparently being British together means that you're bonded. So there's that. But we're gonna switch over to this window, to this capture over here.
It redid the bonding then on that, because I remember watching the early part of your stream and it's like I was bonded with no one that I am in real life. I'm like, well,
there may have been another restart because I didn't like where people were getting chosen as soldiers, so I restarted one last time. So that's what I did. All right, yeah, perfect. Here we go. We're just gonna do a display capture. So as we look here, this was the Bond picture that showed up, and I was really proud of it. You're going to see the guys in the upper right-hand corner here. I don't care. C&M, Advent's leading cause of death, which made me really happy. There's this one where they go, aliens die. Look at Will sitting there. Looking all badass. Yeah, that's right. Will's a ninja this time. Will decided to be a ninja.
Will and I just swapped.
Yeah.
Hot pants and swords.
Exactly. There's Gina when she leveled up. This one, once again, these are really awesome for like no reason. This one's random. Resist the Xenos. When XCOM wins, we all win. Like, that looks really awesome. Like, these are all just general things. Look, like, just.
I feel like it would have been better with Will standing there in his hot pants. With his
Well, just look. There it is. Will in his hot pants.
Magnificent.
It just doesn't get any better than just Will just chilling in his hot pants.
It was like, yeah.
And these are like here. This one. This was perfect. Judge, jury, and executioners join the fight, and like, just everybody there. And there's Will, just thumbs up in his hot pants.
me slightly obscured by the brush.
Exactly.
But I'm so flamboyantly colored. It's not like I'm hidden at all.
No, and the thing is too. This is only for one campaign. I've had other campaigns. We're gonna go out here to photo booth, and there are really good pictures. I'm a fan of that one. Once again, we're gonna call this the classic McKellar pose, right here, in the lower right. That's gonna be called. We're gonna call that the McKellar pose, in the right hand corner there.
The over the shoulder booty.
The over the shoulder or the dead ass pose.
The I caught you looking pose.
And this was from the original Gatecrasher, which once again we kept only because of what happened in the middle. Right there.
I'm wearing the blatant hot pants and you go, my eyes are up here.
Exactly. That will probably be the caption to the next picture that shows up. But yeah, that I have to say, after playing this game for for 4 hours, I was having the most fun with the photo booth. And it's just like, and it's a little throw off thing, but it once again, what does it do? It makes you grow attached to these characters. You build storylines with them. You get there, and once again, you become emotionally invested into keeping them alive. I mean, I'm emotionally invested because these are all people that I know, and if I murder them in stupid command decisions, I have to answer to that. By the way, my girlfriend is probably going to be showing up later in the stream as a character, and oh god, if she doesn't bond with my character, and if I get her murdered, there is going to be some very difficult questions to answer here.
I have an available basement if you need to move in.
Thank you. It's at an undisclosed location, right? Because it will need to be like an undisclosed bunker somewhere in Russia.
You see, everyone. James and I, the original circumstance with me in the basement of James's circumstance was that James and I were running a simulation where James needed to be in a location that was untrackable by him from someone who he knows exactly where they are. So that was the whole purpose. It was actually a long con to make sure we have a safe haven for each other.
Exactly. It's almost like we've planned it.
We're very good at this.
I do want to do a quick slight correction though. It's actually Friday the 22nd of September at EGX, the session, not the Saturday. It's Friday.
Friday. Once again, I'm excited because it's more XCOM, and they've polished the game a lot more, and I'm excited to play more of it. And once again, I almost played some of it last night, and I was like, nope, because I have to stream it. And it was like 12 o'clock at night, and then I decided to create that opening instead.
You vented your frustration in the creative avenue and created something.
Yeah, because I could.
Proud of you.
Yeah,
That's called being an artist.
It's called not a very good one, and I will be telling Chris later how I created it, and you will probably all hear the laugh from
across everywhere.
Exactly, because he will enjoy it. But yes, that's what I've been playing, and I can't wait to play more XCOM because it is tickling the right itch right now.
Cool.
I'll jump right in then. A little bit of CSGO, a little bit of Overwatch. Done. Nothing special.
There was an opening. I will maybe even play it at the end.
Oh, a little bit of Terraria with Cosmic Gamers. We do that Tuesdays now. Terraria Tuesdays featuring Sam from Cosmic Gamers.
I was streaming, and Kim came into my stream and was like, hey, they're playing Terraria. You should join them. and then I wasn't able to join you. And then I was like, and then Kim was like, you know what? Screw those guys. I'm gonna chill with you and watch XCOM. And it was cool because me and Kim hung out and played XCOM. And by
I
that,
didn't get any indication that you wanted to join.
did you not see like James started playing Terraria? James requested to join your game.
No.
Yeah, I did. It's all right. I was like, hey, you want to know what? I don't have to do everything with Chris. I get to spend time with him every Friday night, and then once again, this is gonna start sounding like it's like I have like a divorce
Look,
decree
you
here.
can start seeing other people sometimes.
Well, no, I was gonna be like it's almost like you're my kid. I get to see you every Friday night, and then once a week, and then once a month on the weekends for D&D. Do I need to like go into the custody agreement with Cosmic Gamers about Hergelman time? I know we got a third party involved now, but I think I've been very chill about that. But let her. She gets priority. I understand. I just asked for, maybe like two, and I'm not even saying like all Fridays, just 2 Fridays a month. See, I've got him. 2 Fridays a month and 1 Saturday, and maybe the holidays.
2 Fridays a month, 1 Saturday a month.
Maybe some holidays.
Maybe holidays.
But just don't play with you guys these days.
Once again, fan fiction writers, there we have material for you. It's right there. Now it's getting the really creepy slash fiction where we're like he's my kid but not my kid thing going on now. Yeah, no, this is getting better.
My adopted dad.
Give me some time. Thigh, anything you write, we will be happy. We have a standing offer that if we get horrible, good or bad fan fiction, we will read it on air live.
We have that the cravat though for it. It's the 200 followers, and it's the Pornhub stream. That's where it'll be read live.
It's 200 subscribers. I specifically say subscribers, not followers, subscribers.
Because you want the money to do it.
The feeling when you get more subscribers than followers.
Isn't that the
and you
reason
really
why
get
people
used.
stream on Pornhub? I mean, am I missing something here? Or
Control the people wanted to.
Better yet, if we do that, not only are we going to stream it that way, but we will go rent out a white room and a casting couch and read it on the couch.
And I think we would also have to have Lucy and Lucky like on Discord as the laugh track for us, because that is going to be the Keith Rawnet. Enter female. I just for the laughs. That's why they're there. We will be streaming it on Pornhub. They will then be restreaming it onto Twitch as like an MST3K of what we're doing. So they're commenting on exactly what we're doing. So it's just gets interwoven to this craziness.
So yeah, 200 subscribers, make it happen.
Subscribers, not followers. Subscribers.
Because by the way, that's like $4,000. No, that's about $6,000 a month. So.
I'm
And if
thinking.
you'll do it during the half time,
$600 a month. So that's what I meant to say. 600. I was very, very off with that. $600 a month.
And we would use that
being said,
$600.
Use that to go get ourselves the room and couch and all the gear we need to do that.
it's worth
It may
it.
take a couple months though, depending on pricing for when things go on. So just putting that out there.
And then we'll
Before anything else is put out there, it may take a little while to organize it, but it will
probably
happen.
donation incentives for how much clothing or what type of clothing is being worn. I'm hoping for a white disco suit, a la Saturday Night
Travolta.
Fever. Yeah, Saturday Night Fever.
There's just images that are going to just pop up in
I'm
fanfic
hoping my
nowadays.
XCOM uniform.
Your XCOM uniform, yeah,
Yeah,
or Will's XCOM uniform.
merge them.
Merge them. I can do this. I have that power.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to talk about what I've been playing. Because stuff and things. I completed something this week. I completed Far Cry Primal. Yeah, with almost an hour-long boss battle.
I saw some of it. Then I got bored. Then I started streaming XCOM.
Well, if you got bored, think how I always feel just whittling away, going, "Oh no, run away!" If you had to hit me in two shots to maybe 3, I would have been dead if I'd hit this thing. And it's just this guy was just so tough to hit. I've been upgrading my stuff, and it just really was a grind. It was slow burn, but then so I did the boss, and thought, hang on, that's the end of the game, isn't it? Oh, great! And then I found out there's other side main stuff to do. So I just went on the other day to complete that as well. It was like half an hour. Fair enough. Thank you very much. We started the Dying Light stream with myself, Geo, and Rob. I forgot how fun that game is, especially with the hazmat zombies. 2 things of note, right? Now, obviously, you've got your costume changes because you don't want to all appear in the same outfit because you look exactly the same on each stream. So, Gio and myself went to change. We both picked exactly the same thing again. As I turn up, look around, and went, "Oh, for fuck's sake! look at
Gio,
this."
Will is the only one that gets to wear hot pants. All right, you have to understand this. Will has got the hot pants.
They are the Tig Whippy bit. They're not the Tig Whippy uniform. They're the Tig Whippy bit for me, right? But yeah, so it's like it almost felt like, you know, if Curtis was in there, who was ripping the piss at Gio and myself are the same person, it didn't help the situation any by us appearing in the same thing again. And the other bit though, hazmat zombies. If you hit their can, they can do breakdancing. I did it, spun around, went, just spun off into the air, and boom, in a little blood cloud, and then Rob did the same thing to a couple of seconds later. Brilliant, that game. Didn't get stuck in a van though this time, so that's good. I'm happy with that, because we don't want that. So it'd be just like a stream with me just like banging on the door, going, "Let me out! Let me out! No, let me out! Come on!" So there was that. Yeah, the other bits of stream stuff you can see on the channels. They're around. The ones I didn't stream though, I didn't stream The Evil Within because you get those days where you've got all these games and you just can't be asked picking one because you think, well, I could play this. I could play that. I need to continue that, but then you've just got so many you just can't be asked. Yeah, we've all had those days, yeah. So I asked Rob, what do you think I should play then? He first of all, he goes, "Oh, what was it?" He made an option that I was like, yeah, I could do that. And then he went, "No, The Evil Within, continue that." So okay. I'll do that, yeah, because he's stuck on chapter 10, the boss on that, which apparently is a pain in the ass that I'm about to face, because I went through from like chapter 3, little increments at a time, because the game shat me up in a couple of places. I do mean sort of big sort of, "Oh, you cheaty beasties," sort of scares. But the controls when you're facing the bosses can be cumbersome and hinder you. It just feels like Resident Evil 4 controls, but it sort of starting to move towards Resident Evil 7. That's what it felt like the controls wise, especially with the boss battles. So yeah, some of the bosses are hard, some of the bosses are annoying. And some of them you can't face straight away, and you have to run. And the other one I'm going to say about is Life is Strange, because we talked about that earlier, so we can link it all together. Life is Strange Before the Storm, episode 1 came out, and so I did a first look at that, and it feels very weird not having the time travel element on it. Because it's almost like he goes, well, Max had that power. She started having that power in the bathroom, the bathroom scene in Life is Strange, so we don't want to give it to here because it's a prequel, and it's what Chloe was doing when Max buggered off to Seattle for however long she went. So there's that little backstory there, and it's still emotionally as powerful because you're playing her as she's still going through the stages of grief because of her dad, which could be up there with like Hellblade in terms of that emotional power that this story will have over you. So I'm looking forward to getting the other 2 chapters. And by the way, if you get the deluxe version, you get the chapter of Max as well. It's part of it. So, well worth it. And that's pretty much what I've been playing. The other stuff is on the Twitch and YouTubes.
I gotta say, I really need to pick up, or at the very least, watch a playthrough of Hellblade. Especially because I read an article about it, and that like apparently there's arguments online as to whether something is actually in the game or not. Like certain things are in the game or not, or whether effects actually happen or not. So it's something I really want to experience for myself. I forgot. Is that one a PS4 only, or did that one come out for PC as well?
PC as
Came
well.
off
It's on
PC.
Steam.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Well, that's one I
GeoStreamed
got
it all.
at some point.
GeoStreamed it all. Abs as well. You know, friend of the show, Abs. He's streamed it as well. So there's options there for you. It's one of those games I want to try, but I would need a decent headset again to do it because the one I use from a PS4 is only in mono, so it only comes out of one ear because of the way you put it through to the actual controller rather than directly to the PS4. So it's one of those ones I want to try, but I need the proper headset for it because you need it. That's the best way to play it because of all the voices that you hear that they included into the actual game, which apparently make it more powerful because you know the premise of it, don't you? Where you're dealing with the psychosis you're going through, as if you're experiencing it. So yeah, that's why you need your headset to experience it properly with the immersion. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been playing. Shout outs time, shall we? Okay. Well, obviously, of course, Kim, the patron saint of Tig Whipping. We also need Keith because he is one of the subs of us as well. No,
No.
He
He didn't re-up.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll still give him a shout.
FYI to anybody who does use Twitch Prime subs to any of their favorite things, they are not a re-uppable thing. You have to manually go in and sub to that channel again. So, if you're going to do that, choose which channel you like and restub.
Like that.
Like that.
Like that, just like it exactly. Also, want to give a shout out again to them video dames, Daniela, to try and help build them up because they recently started their own channel from this. I don't know what's happened with them and Drink Relax Play. Not sure what's going on there, but they have started their own channel on Twitch. Give them a follow. They stream Thursday night between 8 and 10 in the UK. And they're a lot of fun. They're a good laugh. You should join them. So yeah, there's a shout out for me, and I think that's about it for me.
We are going to
What
be
videos?
rating somebody tonight. They are two wonderful frickin' people. Two wonderful frickin' people. It is the Cosmic Gamers. They are playing Jack in the Box. It is where I'm not wearing the shirt tonight. I almost wore the shirt tonight, but my other car is a Porsche. Came from. It is the best shirt. It is the official Tig Whippy shirt right now, though you cannot buy it anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's down.
It's down.
Which is unfortunate because I need a new one because I have a little hole in mine. But
That's why your other car is a Porsche.
that's why my other car is a Porsche.
So we're going to be rating them. Send them a like, follow, give them all the love. They are two wonderful people. Chris plays Terraria with them on every Tuesday, without me. And I'm not salty about that at all. All right, so don't you dare.
No, I thought I had it around the desk. I picked up salt today.
You picked up salt today.
I actually had to pick up salt today.
Actually picked up salt today. And don't worry, because I have other things, because obviously I do other stuff, as in somebody has the command XCOM, and if that takes all my time, can't play Terraria. So with that,
I don't have any props with me today.
I know I've got so many props. I'm the prop guy around here. I've got so many hats, so many
I should start moving them down because they're all up in my room.
I mean, for like the next time you're not here and I'm stuck with an English guest host along with Will. I mean, I have the bowler hat, or in case I like want to go out with my dudes to the milk bar and then beat people. You know, I'm ready for that. I've obviously got the hat for it. Then I'm also, if need be, if I've ever found myself in the Australian wilds, you know, I've got my ranger hat for that. Totally prepared, ready to go. You know.
I mean, here's the thing: if we're ever if there's ever a mutiny, I think I'm the only one who's properly prepared.
Well, on this basis, I'm interested in how the podcast is time when I hear.
XCOM for the win. Exactly. XCOM for the win. We will win. We're going to kick those aliens off our planet, and then we're going to make them build the wall so they can't get back in.
All right. So, that is all for this evening, everybody. We'll catch you later, and let's start sending those raid messages. Everyone start moving. I want to see you guys in the chat. I want to see that blob of text I put in there. Just copy and paste it. Just grab it, throw it at them. Just come on. We'll beat you over there.
We will.
We'll be playing too.
Yes, I will go to join in before I go into bed because I'm late.
Yep, and we'll be hosting them after I do the outro again. Or just out. We're going to go out. Either just host them right now. All right, enjoy it. Bye.
Bye.